Meeting Mr. Christmas is a pretty good film. This was released in 2022. It's written and directed by Laura Mitchell, and it stars Greta Carew-Johns as Sophie and Madison Smith as Finn. Sophie is a solo travel writer, and this started because once upon a time she was supposed to be getting married on Christmas Eve. Things didn't go to plan, so she went off on her own and became a successful travel writer, and that involves traveling around Christmas time. But this year she goes back home just before the holidays to help her family, and while there she meets Finn Miller, and there we have our classic Christmas rom-com potential romantic relationship. And I have to say, the on-screen chemistry between them is really good. I feel like the way the relationship develops felt very natural. Sometimes with Christmas rom-coms, it can feel too quick. They can fall in love too quickly, or the development of the relationship doesn't feel realistic. But this one, I think, was very believable. The pacing was really good. Both characters are also really likable, which again is not always the case. So I found that to be quite enjoyable. There are, of course, obstacles that they need to overcome, and part of that is because Sophie is, when she's writing her travel blog, she's kind of doing a pre-travel blog of what it's like to be back home for Christmas, or just before Christmas, before she goes away. And she starts to write about Mr. Christmas, because Mr. Christmas, or Finn, is very enthusiastic about the holidays. But the more she spends time with him, the more she doesn't see it as sickly sweet and actually starts to buy into the festivities again, as she once used to before she had her heart broken. And it's unclear whether that article is going to be published, if Mr. Christmas, as he's called, is going to be offended. It's really unclear where it's going. But the direction it took, I think, worked very well. The narrative was very believable. No character overreacted. And this is something I've mentioned a lot with Christmas rom-coms. It can really make or break a film for me if one of the characters completely overreacts to a situation. And I don't think that happened here, so I quite enjoyed that. With regards to it being festive, it's a pretty festive film. It's very wintry. There are a lot of Christmas hats, Santa hats, and decorations and sweet treats. Definitely has a very strong festive feel to it. So if you're looking for a film to get you in the Christmas spirit, Meeting Mr. Christmas could be one of those. I really enjoyed it. Definitely one that I was happy to watch, happy to recommend. I probably wouldn't watch it again. There's nothing about it that made it particularly unique or would make it stand out against other Christmas rom-coms. But if you like this kind of film, then absolutely, I think Meeting Mr. Christmas is one that you're going to enjoy, and definitely one that I'm very happy to recommend.